Good morning, YouTube family. Martinez Country Home here. Today I wanted to talk um, about the immigration problem going down in the border. Um, normally, I normally don't talk about these things just because we have other bigger problems that affect the prepping community, and whether it be inflation, the economy, food shortages, or uh, rising food prices, etc., or natural disasters. But I know it's been on the news before, but I had to bring it up just because of how, um, just goes to show you how the government really doesn't, will never really, um, it doesn't have our best interests at heart. Now, the reason I'm making this video is because, it used to go through my mind, what they were letting in all these people at the border. And guys, my 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 great grandfather on both sides of my family, they all came down from Mexico. And they had to go through whatever process it was. They had to go through, like I said, through all their paperwork and stuff like that. um so the thing is, though, is it's become political, and they still do it that way. But they're using these people for political ends. And not just that, but they're using it to disrupt and bring down the society that's been built here in America. um Now, there's most countries that I know of around the world all have immigration policies. They all have a border for a reason. um I don't really believe in, it would be good if this whole world had no borders, right? But that's like an idealistic um way of thinking, right? um One day maybe the whole world can live together in peace and harmony, and all live together. But the thing is that, you know humans are not built that way. You can everybody, the humanity is clannish by nature. um and in a way, to me, it's good that people, I'm not racist, anything like that. But um the thing is that the more different cultures there is, and the more um different societies that exist, that's what keeps everybody, it helps, that because people are that way. That's why there can never be a one world government. There's just too many people, too many different ideologies, too many ways of thinking, too many ways that people have been raised a certain way. And to me, that's good. um just because, people want to force integration, right? And that's not the way it works. You have to People have to be given time. They have to be given years and years and generations to assimilate. You know what I mean? But not forced. That's not gonna work. And the thing is that these immigration policies that's going on, where they've opened the borders, they're using people as pawns. And not just here, but in Europe as well. In Europe, though, they're using the people from the Middle East and North Africa. They're forcing them into these European nations. And uh, again, like I said, the borders, to me, um, they're sovereign nations and all that, but in reality, those are just psychological constructs that have been, um, they've been erected in our minds. Okay. um, they're just, these borders used to have, they served the purpose, right? Most nations were homogenous in nature. They all had one certain people, right? And when you try to force them, when you try to force these regions into, force them together, like especially in the Balkans, you had a lot of problems. You had wars and you had genocide and revolutions and civil wars. It's because you can't force people together like that. I mean, the United States, we're like they said, a melting pot. And the thing is, though, is that in the beginning, you see like up there in the East Coast with the Irish and the people that had been there with the which were like British or Scottish ancestry. There was always conflict, and up in the East Coast, and so but with time, pretty much people got to assimilate together. It took generations though, and the thing is that it serves two purposes. What these people are doing, the ruling class or the powers that be, whatever you want to call them, um, it serves many purposes. One of them is to always have chaos. It creates chaos, and people are distracted with that. And instead of they look at their neighbors as the enemy or the people that are coming in, right, from other nations. And the thing is also, guys, so before I get all crazy here, before I get all off track here, so they use these things, they use this to keep us distracted as chaos, because they know that this influx of new people is gonna cause problems. Um, another thing that they do, another reason that they do that is because um, what was I? So they create chaos, and then also it pushes their agenda of socialism and communism. These people come in, and as soon as the government offers them, uh, they offer them uh, like free housing and all these things, right? Food stamps or whatever you want to call it. I don't know the mechanics of it. I don't know. I don't know. How they're giving these things, these vouchers or whatever, but it's done because I know about them. I've seen them. I don't know the details, but I know that those programs are there. And so in Europe, they use, like I said, they use the Middle Eastern peoples, the North Africans and stuff like that. And what it is that these people are Islamic, right? And you have this culture clash with the peoples of Europe, um, with the peoples that have been there. And not only that, guys, but let's be honest, they bring in guys of military age, and you've seen the footage from Europe. Um, these guys like killing women and raping them and stuff like that. It happens. I mean, you can sugarcoat it or you can, whatever, but it happens. And in other words, these borders are open and you got all kinds of people coming in. They're not vetted. They're not, they don't check their backgrounds or anything like that. And, I find it strange that, like, here in America, at the border, they're starting to release, they're just straight up releasing people out into the public, because I think they can only hold them 72 hours or something like that. And there was one example in Gila, Arizona, where they just dropped off a bunch of people, you know. And now the point of my video was not just about the border, about this border crisis in particular, but what I wanted to talk about was all the children that are unaccompanied minors. Um, there was a news article here. They're gonna be asking a couple of the military bases here if they can house those children. Um, and I find that very disturbing. To me, that's just a very efficient way, underhanded way of child trafficking. Um, I want, there's, and this is not the first year. People talk about Biden, that it's under his watch or whatever, and yeah, it's true. I mean, but to me, guys, like I said, they're just puppets. Especially Biden. He's that guy's. I don't even know. I mean, he's not even seen. But a lot of these things also happen under the Republican administration. So it's not like it's not like one party or the other. Although it has happened more under the Democratic Party. But that being said, it doesn't matter. These people are being used as pawns, and they're being used as tools for the New World Order and for Agenda 21. Um, Usually, most nations, you try to bring in people that are going to contribute to society, engineers, doctors, mechanics, stuff like that. But see, these people that are coming in from South America and Central America, Mexico, um, in Europe, from the North African countries in the Middle East, these people really have no skill set like that to contribute to the nations, and they're meant to drain the economies and stuff like that. Uh, I'm not a cold-hearted person. I'm just telling it like it is. They're being used as a political. They're being used as political tools, and they're being used to disrupt the countries where they're being let in. Now, I used to wonder, like, what I was gonna say earlier was I was kind of stuck. Was I used to wonder, why are they picking on the southern states, right, or whatever? You're letting in all these people or whatever, and usually they do settle in into the southern part of the country, wherever they usually where they came in. But also I have heard a lot of up in the Midwest. You have a lot of people working like the meat packing plants and stuff like that. Um, and like in Minnesota, there's a lot of people from Somalia there. Um, I mean, guys, I'm gonna leave that part out about the crime and stuff like that. But the thing I wanted to talk about, really, like I said again, was the children. Um, it's very disturbing. Also, there was a story that came out a couple of days ago where they want to ship these people up to the northern states, South Dakota, Michigan, and I believe it was Montana, where they want to take these people up there and just let them out there, and um, so again, guys, I just thought it was important to mention this because it affects. There's gonna be a lot of, especially guys of military age that are coming up here. I mean, you know what? You can be, I'm not politically correct. I'm not like that. I tell it like it is, or I'm going to give you my opinion how I see it. And it's based on facts. It's based on, my opinions are based on facts and what I see going on around me. And, there's good people all over the world. They're trying to come up here and make it. They're hard workers, and they're trying to do the right thing. And a lot of them, maybe they can't wait or whatever, but the thing is, there is a process for a reason. And and again, I know some of them can't wait, and or their circumstances are hard. But the thing is that when you have immigration policy like that, where you just let in anybody, you're bringing in criminals, and that's the way nations are invaded, guys. um I know it's kind of oversimplifying it, but in the movie Red Dawn in the 80s, they had these troops coming in that were just flying in, um regular airport, they were just flying in. um and I'm just saying, it's just an example of how a nation can be invaded. um you got guys of military age coming in through the border, and there's already camps. I'm sure all of y'all have heard, or many of y'all have heard of the ISIS camps that are spread in the southern United States, and even in the East Coast there's a couple. So there's a lot of things that are going on behind the scenes, under the waters, that we're not seeing. And so, you know it does affect us. Y'all have to prepare, because these people are gonna uh they're gonna start being part of the economy. They're gonna be a drain on the economy, because they're gonna be getting benefits from the government, and they're gonna start buying stuff. And that's why they're doing it too, guys. They need to always be spending money. They need to always be creating money, and so these people are just a tool. And eventually, it's gonna create conflict. That's what's gonna happen. There's people uh that they're don't they're not gonna put up with these people, especially when they're coming through their land or through their. I mean, I can already see it. There's gonna be a lot of conflict, guys. So just remember that all this conflict is created by the people that many of you voted for. Um, and pretty much the people I'm sure on my channel, they're pretty sure most of y'all are conservative in nature, and just because y'all are freedom loving and we know about our natural rights. But again, it it really doesn't matter. It's just a title. It's just I don't like to um, group anybody into a certain ideology or whatever. But anyway, it's gonna create problems, guys, and it's just a sign of the fall of America as we know it. This is not the first time this happens in history. The Roman Empire, the same thing. When the emperors needed more troops and they needed their economy to move, they just let in the different peoples of their empire into Rome, what they call Roman proper, which was the borders of the Roman Empire itself, the original Roman Empire. They started going into Italy, and pretty soon, most of their troops, most of their legions and all that, they were not even Rome. They were not even Roman. Most of them were German or, part of the Germanic peoples. The uh, the Visigoths and Ostrogoths. They started making up a big part of the empire and big part of their army. So, um, I see the same similarities, guys. There's so many mirror images of what happened to Rome. The technology is different, but the concept's the same. So anyway, guys, I just wanted to share that with y'all, and for y'all to be aware of what's going on. Um, they're using these people as pawns, and they're suffering down there. All putting all that aside about where they're from or whatever. And there's people that are taking advantage, no doubt. There's people that are taking advantage. Um, you see them with cell phones down there, and you see them. I mean, but the point is, guys, is that they're being used, and a lot of them, for some reason, you got kids up there that don't even have any. They're not with parents, or they're not with adults, or they're being separated, and that's a big red flag to me. You'd be surprised who's in charge of a lot of these child trafficking rings and organ harvesting and stuff like that. You'd be surprised who's really running those things. And I'm gonna just leave it at that. So that being said, guys, y'all have a great. It's hump day today. Y'all have a great day. Just keep on prepping, man. Like I said before, don't stop. Just keep on, because you know the economy is just gonna steadily decline and decline. So right now that y'all have um, whatever the government's giving y'all, use it, take advantage of it. So anyway, y'all have a great day, guys, and y'all take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and love each other, because that's what we're here for. God bless.